Okay, we have our first official snow ice day in Texas. I mean, leaving Chicago. I know Texas had the big storm last February, 2021, but I was like, I don't know. I didn't think we'd have weather like this, but I gotta tell you, it is a sheet of ice out there. So daycare is closed today. Obviously, it makes more sense. It's not set up for ice here. There's a lot of windy hill country roads. So we're at home, we're tucked away, but it is like so peaceful. Like nobody's out, everything's closed, which is not the norm in Chicago. A lot of things stay open when you get a big blizzard. And so the boys and I are at home. Paul is in Dallas for a work event. So I'm gonna show you a little day in the life of like what it's like when I work from home with the boys, with my food, with my routine, what we're up to. And I gotta fill you in on my cut because I got my marching orders from my coach this morning. All right, let's get into it. I hear him talking to me. Okay, so got my marching orders this morning from my coach and what we're gonna do. And really, like now looking at pictures from May till like right now, there's not that much difference. I had a really good tan in May, so maybe that's where I was seeing more definition then, but I don't think I've lost any muscle. If anything, maybe a tiny bit just because I had to relax a little bit with my workouts and my nutrition just because a lot of things going on with the business and everything else. But we're like, there's not much body fat actually there to lose, which was pretty cool. I think everything I was going through in August, September, October, and I got all that testing done with the functional medicine doctor, I think that what I was actually seeing a lot on my body was intolerances to food. It was some gut issues. It was a lot of water retention. And now I've been on this low FODMAP diet for about 5 weeks and then finally got that food intolerance test back and realized that lemon, sweet potatoes, and turkey are pretty high on the list for me, as well as another like product or preservative that you find that I was eating a lot of in processed food. But when I started the low FODMAP, that came out. And then the other one was this like salicylic acid. I remember I can't say it. Anyway, that was high in the list of zucchini and spinach, which I eat like they're going out of style. So I've removed a lot of that and I'm giving my body a break to recover. And sure enough, like I'm the exact same weight on the scale, but my body looks completely different. So we decided that we're gonna wait and we're only gonna go like 3 weeks out when we actually look to do a little mini cut to kind of blast through some body fat on my legs and hips. So that's it. So that's the update there. So my nutrition is gonna look pretty similar today. Still a lot of low FODMAP foods. Well, actually it's all low FODMAP foods. So making that work for myself with the foods that I enjoy eating and the meals that I prep or the foods that I prep. And then my workouts will stay the same and I'll just kind of keep rocking and rolling until I officially start the cut. But pictures are done, measurements are done, like you saw in the last episode, so we're good to go there. So let's get going. Let's see what the boys are up to. We're gonna make a little chocolate chia pudding recipe today, and they like to help. They'll probably help me with my matcha lattes, and then we're just gonna watch Paw Patrol, and Mom's gonna try to work. And that'll be that. Okay, so I shared these recipes on my Facebook page and Instagram the other day. So if you want those, be sure to check out Instagram. Just send me a PM, Angie.Lingzo, and I'll shoot you over these 3 chocolatey goodness recipes. Because of this storm, I thought it was the perfect thing to share with people because one was like an immunity boosting hot cocoa. Another one is a chocolate chia pudding, which I'm gonna do with you right now. And the third one are chocolate avocado cookies. So again, I'm trying to eat low FOD. I'm trying to have as many single ingredients as possible to kind of heal my stomach. So these recipes fit perfectly in it and I still get chocolate. And then I get to feel really good too. So the ingredients that I'm gonna be using today for the chia pudding. We've got chia seeds, cacao powder. I'm gonna use almond milk, which you can use any plant-based milk that you want, a little bit of maple syrup, and then I'm gonna add some stevia. What else is on this list? Vanilla extract. Out of that. So that's not gonna work out, but I'll just keep this simple. And then when I actually have it, I'll put on some cacao nibs and fresh strawberries. And I think that'll be really good. So let me show you how I put this together. You wanna let it sit for 4 hours until it turns into a pudding consistency. And it says to use plastic wrap and like make sure it clings to your actual pudding. So usually I would store this kind of stuff in mason jars, but because it says to cling the wrap, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and make it, and then I'll report back later when I have this for dessert, because this is gonna be my dessert today, on how it is. Okay, so boys are napping. We we had a pretty fun morning. We did Mommy Get You game.
I'm gonna get you! I'm gonna get you on the boat. They're right in the corner. They can't stop. They can't stop laughing.
We played Magnetiles. They were trying to drink water out of a bowl because, you know, they're boys, and then there was a big spill, so we took a bath. I mean, it was pretty good morning. Got them to actually stop watching Paw Patrol, which I feel like is a big mom win. So that was shaken this morning. They're napping. Mommy already hit up a live video in her coaching group in Facebook, did a couple strategy calls with new clients, and now I'm gonna get my lift on because I just got the note, daycare's closed again tomorrow, and that's okay. We're adapting and moving forward. My plan doesn't look like it usually does, but that's okay. I'm getting flexible. So I want to get that done. It is pretty cold in the garage gym, so I'm bundling up, and then we'll test out that chia pudding and get ready for the afternoon with the dudes. Okay, so in case you're curious, I can do floor push-ups, but I'm doing longer rep sets because I'm working on staying tighter in my pillar of strength, which is my rib cage to my hips through my core, because I still have that rib. Well, that rib is forever going to do this, but it slips out of place. And so sometimes when I'm on the ground, I can feel it starting to go in and out. And when it pops out, it's really disgusting to have to pop it back in. So I'm trying to focus with my coach on elevating my hands to really lock that position in so there's no swivel in my sternum so it doesn't pop out. So that's why I'm doing elevated ones. But if you are someone who wants to do your first floor push-up and you're dropping to your knees, I would say don't drop to your knees because you're gonna take some of really important levers out of the equation to get your first push-up. Elevate your hands to a surface, whether it's a countertop, a desk. If you have like a rig you can set it up on, where you can successfully move as a moving plank up and down without your hips shooting up and leading, without your hips dropping and like hyperextending in the lower back. And then once you find that position, it's really easy to build up strength and endurance in that movement of the push-up, and you get closer and closer to the ground, and then you get your first push-up. So that's what I was doing. I'm elevated, in case you were wondering. Okay, I wrapped up that workout. Honestly, it was a pretty good upper body lift. It was chilly, but it's done. And now I did a little bit of meal prep while the boys are still sleeping. I'm getting a pretty good nap. We're going on 3 hours. I better wake them soon. But I prepped lunch before they get up, and I know they'll want to eat with me. So I'm still doing all those low-fat foods, okay? So I know this maybe looks weird to you, but it is 96.4 lean ground beef. I also did the food intolerance test, and apparently I'm okay with beef. Thought I wasn't before. Probably was the sweet potatoes. And then I got jasmine rice, steamed green beans. I have steamed parsnips and carrots in there. I did a little smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, and some tamari for a little bit of flavor, and it's a quick and easy lunch. So I'm gonna try to eat it before they wake up. Watch some other YouTubers, and that'll be that. But I thought, you know what, before I go on to lunch, sometimes, because I coach women for a living, and we got a lot on our plate, right? Especially if you're a mom and you're working, or you stay home with the kids, or whatever it is, like, it can feel like sometimes very overwhelming. And I'm just being real with you. And days like this, when all of a sudden you had a plan and you were ready to execute, whether that is with your work or it's your household, and then the kids are home unexpectedly. I know that was happening a lot during COVID. Like, it can throw you, right? And it can throw your mood. It can throw like what your priorities were that you wanted to get done in the day, whether that was your health intentions, your work intentions. And so the way that I kind of look at it when I have days like this is, first I kind of flip my mindset, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you are so fortunate and able that you have flexibility, or that if I was at a job that I could take off and be here with my kids. I mean, that's a gift, right? And so rather than looking at it as an inconvenience, I'm first like, that's really special that I can be here with them, and that I can really, I've created so much structure within my business to allow that flexibility that it doesn't seem like a problem when it happens. And then I'm really good at really strategizing early in the day to figure out, okay, this is what I was planned, and like this Thursday, I was gonna be rocking it. I had a lot of project work to do, and it's not gonna happen. I even had to move around some consults with people, some strategy calls, but that is what it is. It's not in my control what happened, and a lot of things that happen like this are not. but I can control how I interpret the information. And so my best recommendation when you guys have days like this and you had already thought out what your day is gonna be, revisit your intentions and put some intentions around your health, right? So maybe rather than being able to get your workout in if you're stuck at home, maybe it's a workout video with the kids, right? Or maybe it's like, hey, I'm just gonna be more intentional with my water today. I'm gonna be more intentional with getting vegetables in at lunch or dinner. I mean, it sounds so silly, but like once it's pen to paper and we know what it is, it's easier to do it, and it's easier to kind of have more mental bandwidth towards other stuff like taking care of the kids when they're home. And then as far as work goes, I literally looked at what was the most important thing that I wanted to accomplish today, and I let that be the main thing that I do, and then the rest of it I kind of just, you know, I'll revisit it and get it done tomorrow or next week. So yeah, it's really just doing some like being adaptable, right? Just looking at your game plan and what it was and what's the most important thing that if you fast forward to the end of the day and you ask yourself, what is the one thing that I need to do to accomplish today, and let that be it. And then enjoy having the kids at home. Okay, I better go eat lunch. Okay, we're getting close to wrapping up the end of our day. The little dude slept till 4. We got up. We had Reese's Puffs for a snack. Now they're having veggie straws. You know, they're just kind of living their best ice storm day. And they asked Mommy for French fries. So I'm going to go ahead and make them some French fries. But they're just busy chilling, watching Fireman Sam. We did some more playing. We did some more running in the house. We did a little cleaning up. Here, let's see what they're doing. What are you watching? What are you watching?
Sam.
Fireman Sam? Mm-hmm. Did you have a fun day today? Did you have fun today?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
KK.
KK wasn't even here with us today. And Freddie, they're friends from school. They weren't even here. What about playing with Mommy? Was that your favorite part?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you. Lars, I love you.
Love you.
Love you. All right, so I'm just going to spend the rest of the night snuggling. Wow, the lighting's really weird with that TV in the background. And then I'm going to make myself some gluten-free Kodiak pancakes, and I'm going to put some shredded chicken in them for dinner, so I make my own like chicken and waffles. And I also can't have tomatoes, onion, and garlic. So I did find a hot sauce that doesn't have any of those in there right now, so that helps with the low FOD. And I'm going to put a little maple syrup, have chicken and waffles, a couple gluten-free cookies for dessert, and watch Heartland. And yes, it's really good if you haven't seen it. And Paul's out of town, so it's a perfect time for me to watch a girly show. Okay, so I'm getting ready for dinner. And like I said, I was going to have some gluten-free Kodiak cakes with shredded Instant Pot chicken in them. And then I like to add 1 egg, and I use almond milk for the liquid. And I just add it until I like the consistency. But it makes some pretty big pancakes. So that's a serving and a half of the pancake mix with 80 grams chicken, 1 egg, almond milk, and then, like I said, with the low FODMAP, I can't have onion or garlic. And then when I got my food intolerance test back, apparently tomatoes are not the best thing for me. So I'm using like the Louisiana Cristal, is that how you say it? I don't know, hot sauce. And then I'm using a pure maple syrup. So dinner's ready, and then I'm gonna have some cookies, and then I'm gonna watch Heartland. So that's a wrap. That's a day in the life of our ice storm with 2 little guys home, Mom working, and just all the fun we're having. All right, that's all I got. Chat soon.